Hi, my name is Rafael, and I am here to tell you a story. We don't have disabilities, we have possibilities.
So thanks for dropping by. I'm glad you came over to tell us a story today.
Yes, I am super excited, and I feel like this is a big part of me that is gonna bring healing to not only myself, to a lot of people that were not only in my past, but people that will see this video, teachers, family members, maybe exes, and they'll be able to understand me more because I have forgiven a lot of people, and I've forgiven a lot of people in my past, and I feel like that's important, but I really want them to know what I was going through and how it has made me who I am today.
So when you say, in your intro, when you said disabilities, the possibilities, give me just a little piece of what that definition is.
Disability for me is, society views it as something that somebody cannot do. As far as I'm concerned, I have turned those things that society says that I can't do into things that I can do. And things that I have been recognized that I haven't been strong in, I am stronger in other things. And my partner has brought that out and brought that up to my intention, and so has my spirituality and the expansion of just me expanding my mind on who Rafael really is.
You saying this is recent?
Yes.
Recent discovery?
Yes.
So that's good, because growing is what is needed.
Yeah.
We all want to go through a growth spurt. So. When you started having this realization of the possibilities, when you think of that, let's go back in time and discuss how the disability, that's your realization back in the day, you thought it was a disability, but now you say it's a possibility. Let's go back in time and tell us why you thought it was a disability.
Well, I had a very troubled home life. And I have dealt with a lot of emotional abuse from my mother. And I looked at myself, I didn't know who I was, honestly, through that emotional abuse and stuff. I got cursed out a lot, was expected to do things that no normal kid should have to do, or if they are doing it, it was emphasized like 3 times. And it made me believe that I am below society. Like, I wasn't important enough to get love from the people that I thought that would love me, my mother, and I've been trying to gain some type of an acceptance from her for a very long time. And my life at home was very difficult. Grounded half my life is how I felt. And not being able to express myself fully. But I feel like to be able to express yourself, you gotta know who you are, and I didn't know who I was. And so when I started school, Not exactly sure if it was through elementary school, but I'm pretty sure you just don't go poof, okay, you're an ESC student in high school. I don't think that's how that works.
Would you say your home life was affecting your learning in school?
Yes. It affected me more in high school rather than my elementary through middle school, because honestly, my memories for that are a blur. I remember like little things like in elementary school, I remember doing this like kind of show. The teacher was like really cool, so I remember that I connected with her. We were doing Walk Like an Egyptian. So, and I mean, just picture yourself as like a third grader creating these, studying Egypt. I remember we had Around the World Day. I do remember that. Around the World Day. And I fell in love with Egypt for the very first time. And learned so much about it. I just thought it was like so cool. The pharaohs, the hieroglyphics, and wow, these symbols can turn into like messages, and the different pharaohs like King Tut and stuff like that. Tutankhamun was the real name, and I didn't learn that until now. So, but yeah. So going back to the dance. So our teacher was really cool, and so we made this jeweled necklace with noodles and string, and we made this like pharaoh looking jewelry, and she told us to bring a sheet from home. So I didn't know what it was until she was like, oh, it's now a toga. So so I did that. So I do have good memories of that, and Walk Like an Egyptian. I remember like doing this dance across the stage, going like this, and it was just really cute, and from that point on I really fell in love with music. I started to get to learn more about the arts. So
you say this is where Vanessa was sparked?
Yes, a little bit of the spark. So, and then going on from there, I didn't experience such heavy home life until it came to high school. I guess my parents were like, okay, well, he needs to have more responsibilities. I had so many responsibilities as it was. I literally felt like I was Cinderella. I was literally like cleaning everything, and if something wasn't clean to my mother's liking, then I got punished for it. And those things were taking me out of school. Like I would be sitting in class, and I would hear ding, 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 ding. Please have Rafael, please report to the front office to go home. And I'm just like, my heart dropped.
How did that affect you with your activities in school? Were you pretty, I don't want to say popular, but were you like involved in a ton of stuff?
I was involved in so many things in high school, but let's backtrack to middle school, because middle school was where I found my first love of an instrument and art. I love my teacher, Miss Clark. So she was my middle school teacher, and she's beautiful in spirit, just like allowing me to introduce this instrument that was so foreign to me, and but I picked it up quite easily from her teaching, and it was very loving. She had a very loving spirit, and I think that's why I loved the band as well, is because I felt like I didn't receive that at home. I felt like we moved all over the place and stuff like that, but I still felt like I was the black sheep of the family. And to be honest, and the truth is, I still am the black sheep. I'm still the black sheep in my family. I'm still the black sheep in, and I was the black sheep in my, my relationships and everything like that, and how people viewed me, and how society was made to view me. Honestly, I was scared. I did not know how to talk to people. I felt less confident. I felt like I wasn't as smart as other people. So I was able to feel this love from this music teacher, and she introduced the baritone, which is the euphonium, and I played BC, which is bass clef. And so I learned to read music, and we were brought to concert season. Concert season was my favorite. You know what the craziest thing is? I remember a march that we played. It was called Nobleman March by John Philip Sousa, I believe. Is it John Philip Sousa? I believe so. No, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Fillmore, Henry Fillmore. Bam. But I loved concert band because I love the blend of the music. I love sitting next to the other instrumentalist. And I felt like this was good. I was like, okay, I'm learning more about music, and I love my teacher, and I'm good at it. And then we move, of course. So we moved to West Palm Beach, and I go to school in Riviera Beach. And I went up to John F. Kennedy Middle School, which they are known for their marching band. So I took band classes there, and I loved it. If things were really, really good with that, I wanted to go to FAMU and be a part of their marching band, because we were a show band. So I got introduced to that, and I wasn't really sure about it, to think about it, but as more as I got into it, it was prominently African American school. But I felt like I fit in. I felt like I fit in for the first time, being in the marching band, and we got down. We danced. We got down. We were a show band. We did Battle of the Bands, and for me, it was awesome. Like, I loved it. I had my best friend that lived across the railroad tracks. His name was Henry, and I will never forget him because we had the same birthday. So we became best friends. We didn't really fight much. We really got along. I remember this one time that we got into this huge fight, and I think it was physical. But again, it's kind of a blur. I'm not sure. But I really liked him, and he was really cool, because aside from that, I felt like he was somebody that I could connect with. Oh, wow, somebody just like me, I was thinking in the mind. And then I ended up graduating, I believe, John F. Kennedy Middle School. And then, because I remember my grandma being there and being so proud of me. And I spent a lot of time with my grandma, and she was amazing. I love her, Abuela Lucia. And I love spending time with her. Even though I did not know Spanish very well, I felt love. I felt acceptance from her, and I helped her around the house and stuff, and me and my cousin would get together and record music on cassette tapes and make little mixes, because at that time we had a big giant boombox, exactly, and then we could hit record and record all our favorite music. And but I enjoyed
Top 40 on Sunday.
Yep. And me and my cousin would replay it, and we would dance all the time. And this is how you're old. Y'all remember Jock Jams? If you do, you're gonna laugh your butt off. Jock Jams was my jam. So we listened to all those types of music, and we recorded on the tapes and stuff, and had a good time, and we just danced, and I had a really good time with my Abuela Lucia. But then I left Abuela's house, and when I left Abuela's house, it was just like I was being put into more of a hell. And as I got older, I understand that there are things that as you get older, there are more responsibilities for you to do. I get that. I understand that. I understand about chores and cleaning and stuff. But my mother took it to a whole new level. A whole new level. I started to see a side of her that I didn't think that I would ever see, that I think no human should see. And like I said, it's a blur. I didn't feel like I was loved by my mother. I felt like the outcast. I got cursed out 24/7. It's like, and I don't remember any memories of having a loving memory with my mother. And I can't even bring my stepdad into this because my stepdad was the support. He supported all of us pretty much. But there.
What was your school life? You know, given that your home life was not.
Oh, school, yeah. So going back into that, we moved, and then I graduated from middle school, and I went to Port Saint Lucie High School. And Port Saint Lucie High School, I was like, I was scared. I didn't know what to think, you know? I saw that they had a band program, so I immediately got into the band program. And when I got there, I remember this, oh my God, having our first marching band rehearsal. And I'm playing all the music that I remembered from my old marching band, from the show bands. So, and when nobody else was like, they were kind of warming up their instruments and everything like that for marching band, and the percussion was like playing, you know, some cadences that I remember. Like I specifically remember, and I'm like, okay, I remember being in the street and just breaking it down and popping with our instruments and just having a good old time, and just everybody it was a brotherhood, like it was brother, sisterhood, family. Like that's what I remember, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I remember that. So I'm like, I started playing like a song that I remember, and I remember it was. And it was just like, and I can hear the cadence in my head, and I can hear it, all of it. And then up here they played something similar to what we played, and it was da da da. Da, 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 the Go Jaguars, because it's Port Saint Lucie High School. And the da 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 da. And so I heard that beat, so I was like, I started dancing, I started popping, locking with my instrument and everything like that, and everybody. And again, Port Saint Lucie High School at the time was not so much of a mixture, but everybody that was in the band was primarily American. So, and having that influence of the band that I was at before, like I felt more love than being there. Do you know what I mean? Because they all looked at me and they literally turned their head, and it's like they were either in like some type of like disbelief or like shock that I was dancing with my instrument. And I soon realized that this is not the type of band that they were. They were just a marching band, you know, and I was in a show band, but I didn't understand the difference. So, and this was in my sophomore and freshman year. So again, so my home life got even harder as a high schooler because I definitely had a lot more responsibilities, but I was grounded half the time. I didn't see much of outside at all. And my brothers, they could do anything. They could do no wrong. I felt like I was the one that got punishments. I remember the belt. I remember a paddle. I remember a belt. I remember like a waterbed and being laid against it, and and just getting spankings. But I'm in high school getting this treatment. I'm like, and I had a lot of responsibilities. If my brothers and my sisters' clothes weren't laid out for the day prior, I would have to stay home from school. Or something wasn't done to my mother's liking in that cleaning section type thing, she would take me out of school and make me do it when I get home.
How did that affect your band? I mean, because I know being in a marching band or any type of band, you can't really miss anything.
Right, yeah. And my teacher, as it was, she was very, I didn't get a chance to even know her, really. And it was weird because I was there all 4 years. And when I say that is because I think that she hated me, because there are rehearsals, band practices that I had to miss because I had to be at home, either scrubbing the floor, cleaning the bathroom, cleaning the lawn. Like, I remember doing lawn work all the time, and not just like your regular lawn work. It was like some heavy stuff. And then I would get cursed out because I wasn't doing it to, her, what she expected me to do it as, and I just, honestly, I felt like my mother hated me. And I tried to gain this acceptance and love from her and try to do everything that I possibly could to get her approval, and it's affected me. And so now that I was living hell at home in my high school life, I was like, okay, I want to get involved more, at least in band, so I can forget about what's going on at home, because maybe these people would actually accept me. I feel like I'm like them. I feel like that if I'm here at marching band practice and, I'm doing this, maybe they will give me the love that I'm not getting from at home.
Were you looking for a group to belong to, or a group that was less hostile to you?
More or less, a little bit of both, actually, I would say.
Because I know you told me before that you were in, what did you call it? Not special, but...
I did have, I went to a meeting. I remember having an IEP. Okay, so if you've been to a meeting with your teachers and guidance counselors and ESE teachers, they put me in ESE. They did some testing. They originally wanted to put me on Ritalin because they realized that I had way too much energy, I guess, than the normal average kid or whatever. So I remembered that, but I also remember sitting at a desk and they're telling me that I am an ESE student, that I had to go to a special room, that I had a disability in math and reading.
Did you understand what that meant at the time?
No, I honestly didn't. I just thought that there was something wrong with me. I thought that I wasn't as smart as the other kids in high school, and I felt like it put me on a whole nother level. And I was getting told at home that, getting cursed out, saying that I wasn't good enough, and all these things that really hurt me inside emotionally. And I just thought that I was stupid. I was dumb. I wasn't as smart as the other kids, that they felt like that I shouldn't belong in regular classes. And so I tested for reading and I tested for math, And whatever system they have, I was now an ESC student. That is permanently in my records in high school. And I wanted to be at school more than anything. I wanted to stay away from home because...
Stay tuned for next week's conclusion of Disabilities to Possibilities.